So today we're in the jungle. We are talking about how you can get clients for free without feeling like you're hunting and stalking them and probably scaring them as well. And why do people do that? Oftentimes, when we're so desperate to get clients, we sort of come at them like animals, like this is our last and final meal. And what I want to do is actually play on that a little bit. As you saw, we're talking about how to get more clients. And what is our inspiration today? Our inspiration today is the jungle. And who are we following? We're following Mr. Beast. How many of you know Mr. Beast? If you're watching me on YouTube, you probably know. If you're in our group or LinkedIn or any of the other places that we are, let us know where you're watching. All right. So put down in the comments where you're watching from. And over here, I want you to go ahead and subscribe. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel. We are restarting it and we would love to have you here and give you notice of everything. And when you're subscribed or when you're in our group, you're going to get all the freebies that we have. My name is Dr. Connie Scavella. I am your host today for The Iconic Entrepreneur. I am also a 3-time #1 best-selling author, an international speaker, and a business growth strategist. And what does that mean? That means that I'm an expert at turning businesses around on a dime very, very quickly. And we'll take your business from 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 year or less without any of the stress or the struggle or the hassle that comes with trying to start a business as you're getting going. And we give you what we're going to do today. I'm going to show you the steps, step by step, what you need to do to scale your business very, very quickly. And guess what? Here's the best part is it's not hard. It's a simple, easy process. But here's why so many people can't even cross the 6-figure hurdle. Do you know what that is? The biggest reason why most people don't make it is because they stop. And why do they stop? Okay, a lot of reasons. I'm going to talk about those today. And, those things that eat them up in this jungle that we're in called business and sales are what you don't have to go through after today. So if you are ready, we're going to go ahead and get started with today's show. Again, we're talking about how to get more clients for free without chasing, stalking, or scaring them. And we're going to rely on the tips from Mr. Beast today, okay? So this is going to be fun. I want to know who's here. Let me know where you're coming in from. And I want to know if this is your first time, if you're brand new here, I have some welcome gifts for you that you're going to love. And it's going to take your business to the next level. All you have to do is type down here, hashtag new, and let me know that this is the first time you've been here because I want you to be welcomed and have some really cool things that you can get started with right away. Also, as we're going along, there might be something that I'm talking about because I love to talk about money. I love to talk about profits, right? Revenue is great, but revenue is vanity. Profits are sanity. And this is what I'm going to show you. How do you make more profit in your business? Profit is important because profit is the stuff that goes in your bank account, and that's what we live off. And if at any point you're like, I wonder how this works for me, okay, I would love to hop on a call with you in 5 minutes. I only need 5 minutes, and I can show you just 2 things that you can do in your business right now. It'll take you less than 60 minutes to do it, and you will double your profits. Imagine that, double your profits in 5 minutes. That's all it takes. So if you want that, there's no obligation, doesn't cost you anything, okay? All you have to do is type hashtag profits, and I will show you how to double your profits in just 5 minutes. Of course, I have all of this available for you today because we're going to get a little wild today, all right? We're going to go into the jungle and we are going to actually start talking about how do you follow the $100 million a year strategies of Mr. Beast. Now, isn't this amazing when you think about this? I want you to go back, and if you're not there yet, I want you to go back in time and think about what you were doing when you were 25 years old. What were you doing? Where were you? What city did you live in when you were 25 years old? Were you single and partying? Were you married already, starting a family? Were you still trying to figure it all out? Were you going and getting advanced degrees? Where were you at 25 years old? What were you doing? right? Well, today we're going to look at the path of a 25-year-old as inspiration and take from his journey what we can do for our business to turn it into a multi-million dollar business. And we're going to start with Mr. Beast, as I talked about, right? And let's go to the beginning, right? Now, 25 years ago, guess what? He was just being born. He was in a hospital 25 years ago. Where were you 25 years ago? Here's some quick facts on Mr. Beast. Now, I thought, doesn't he look much older than 25? So, yes, Mr. Beast is what he's known as, but his parents know him as Jimmy Donaldson. All right. Now, 25 years old right now, 241 million subscribers. 241 million subscribers. If you put all your subscribers and followers together, how many would you have? 1 million? 41 million? 4 million? 41? What's your number? Put it down in the comments below. How many total followers do you have following you in your business? Take all the social media together. Go ahead and add in your email list too and see if you can beat that 241 million. Probably not. Now, is this new? No, remember what I said? Most people get out of the game. Why? Because they quit. They quit. Well, he's been doing this for 12 years, since 2012. You want to know what his first claim to fame was, right? He had done a lot of videos. He picked YouTube as his one place. One place. This is very important. Singular focus. And he tried a lot of things, but the one that went viral for him was that he counted, okay? He counted from 0 to 100,000 on air, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Who would watch that? Well, apparently a lot of people want to watch that. And that became his first viral video. And then people started following him and it just completely shifted, right? And usually there's one domino, one thing that's going to knock things over for you, and that shifts your entire business. So what's your domino going to be? Now, again, a lesson from him, and I'm going to show you 7 other lessons from him. And then we're going to talk about why he made it work, right? Maybe you've been through some of these lessons, but it still's not working for you. I'm going to show you why it's not working for you and what you can do to fix it. All right. So he also monetizes his brand. Everything he does around his business, he's looking at how does that monetize? What can we do with that? And he has multiple brands right now, including he started with a hamburger franchise. He has chocolates, and people have offered to pay him over $1 billion for his brand. And he said no. At 25 years old, and this happened actually when he was 24. So at 24 years old, if someone offers to say, hi, I give you $1 billion to have your brand or your channel, hey, honestly, I would do it right now. Sorry, guys, I'd be leaving, but I'll take the billion right now. But I also don't have 241 million subscribers, and that's money in the bank. So you have to think, where's my money in the bank? What is my one platform that I'm going to start on? Is he on other platforms now? Yeah. But guess what? The original one is still the one that makes the bank. Okay. And so how does that work, right? At 25, how do you grow like that? Like, is there a process that he followed in this way? Well, there's a lot of 25-year-old YouTube wannabes, right? A lot of 35, 45, 55-year-old influencer wannabes. And if you look at the journey, right? I said, why do people fail? Why do they not do it? Why can't they have this kind of success? And it is about the journey. All right. So, what is the success of other 25-year-old Jimmies or other 35-year-old yous or 45-year-old yous, right? So, if we look at this success chart, right? And at the bottom is the timeline of how long does it take to get to success? Well, the people that are in the beginning and trying, I'm going to do this thing, right? Nothing happened. They end up, being Jimmy Big Dog. They get arrested again, right? Or maybe some stick with it a little longer, but they give up and they end up working retail. Some get over the hump and they keep going like, hey, coding is the thing. AI is the thing. You're right. They have stuck with it a little bit longer, but they're still not making it. Right. And there's more of those. But when it comes to the end, like 12 years of doing this, what does that mean? He started when he was about 13. And who sticks with one thing that long? Jimmy Donaldson, right? So he was able to stick with it throughout the whole process. Does this make sense? how long have you been in your business? Put down below, how many years have you been in your business? And maybe this is a new business. How many years? And then put down below how long you've been in this profession. Like, I'm speaking to you right now. How long have I been doing this? Okay. How long have I been having businesses? All right. I started my first business at 14, and it became $1 million business. So I built 5 more $1 million businesses, multi-million-dollar businesses, and worked for companies, right? But here's the thing, the longer you stay in it, the better you're going to be. But most people give up too soon. All right. So, what is the traditional business cycle? Kind of looks just like Jimmy's, right? Where you're starting, right? In the beginning, you might have had that more to life crisis. Like something's got to happen. Something's got to change here, right? But you got fired again or laid off or the economy did it to you and you're like, I got to make money fast. And then you come along this timeline to success and like, you know what? I'm going to do a side hustle. I'm going to work weekends and after work. I'm going to make this thing work. And you come in and you start doing more and more and more. And then you're getting along, you're doing great. You're still in the game and you realize I can let go of my job, my comfort zone, and let go of the status quo. I'm flying solo in my business. But then you get caught up in the challenge hopping and the funnel building and the chatbots and the ads. And you know, in the end, who still is there, who's really at the finish line? It's the people who didn't go through these ups and downs and they stuck with their one thing. They stuck with being singularly focused on what? On the profits that we talked about and a scaling strategy that works. And guess what? You cannot do this alone. You're going to need a team, right? How many of you have a team? How many people are on your team? Put how many people are on your team. Let me know, okay? Because you're going to need to build a team. If you want to build $1 million business which is what we say at the Iconic Entrepreneur, is that $1 million is your starting point. It is not your destination. It is your starting point. That's where your business really starts to take shape and starts to take off. It has the momentum. It has all the structure that it needs to really grow and scale. And you can sell it then, you can keep it, you can pass it on to your kids. But until that point, you really don't have much choice, right? If you have a business doing $75,000 a year, people aren't going to be knocking on your door to come buy it. You need at least, like we buy a lot of businesses. If you have a business and you're retiring or you're done with it and you don't want it anymore, please come talk to me, okay? I'd love to buy your business. But what I'm looking for is a business that at least has 20 to 30% profit margin. Have you been around for a while, right? I want the Jimmy Donaldson kind of businesses that have been in it for a while. And so that's what you want to build. And if you think, wow, just a few more years, I could have one of these businesses, come talk to me. Just type #call. If you're like, I really want to figure out how do I ultimately sell my business for 4, 5, 6, 10 times multiple, meaning if it's worth $1 million now, maybe I get 10 million when I sell it. I can structure a plan for you so you know exactly what to do. All you have to do is type #call, okay? #call. So let's look at the 7 things that Jimmy did and how you can start doing this in your business. Does that make sense? Okay, so give me a thumbs up if this is making sense to you. Does this make sense? Can you yes, I get it. I should be doing this. And if you missed any of this, please type #replay. If you just got here, don't go away. We're just getting to the juice and the meat of everything. Okay. So we're trying to hunt down new clients for free. Yes, I can show you a million ways to do it with ads and pay for it. But do you really want to give away 50% of your profits? Probably not. Maybe after you make $1 million, but not beforehand. You don't have enough money, right? You don't have enough choice. So we have to do things creatively, right? And so let's take a look at the first thing that he's done to help him get there, right? He studied his market relentlessly. Oh my gosh, he looked at everything. What do people do? What do they say? How long do they watch a video? Where do they come from? Right? He looked at everything. He found out more about his audience than they knew about themselves. How many of you are doing that? Do you know everything about your audience? Or are you still like, what's my niche? Who should I work with? I help everybody. Okay. Everybody is not a strategy. Okay. So you need to really study your niche and figure it out. Right. So what's the next thing that he did? Okay. He's hanging out with the right people. You can't try to please every market. All right. Don't try to be the one person for everybody. You only want to talk to and hang out with those that want what you do. All right. What is it that you do? Can you even state it in a really clear way? But the people that want what you have is great. I am not Jimmy Donaldson's market. Okay. I can count on one hand how many of his videos I've seen, right? If you have watched some of his videos, I would love to know because I'll go back and watch. Want you guys to convince me. But which one was your favorite? Okay. What was your favorite Jimmy Donaldson, Mr. Beast video that you watched? And you know, he does a lot of stunts and all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay. Why? Because that's what works. And you will see me if you stay here. We come here every Tuesday, 5 p.m. for Iconic TV Live, and you'll watch, and I'll do all kinds of weird things, have different props and all kinds of stuff. Why? Because I know that works. And he's doing things to make things work, but he's not just a talking head. How many of you go, I'm going live, but you just stand there and talk, 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 talk? That's not going to make it. You've got to be a little bit wild. Okay. So get into the wild. What is number 3 that we can learn from him? Invest in your growth. Be willing to do the hard things, right? There's a great book on that, Doing the Hard Things. Please read it. Find it on Amazon. It's so awesome. It's written by a billionaire, right? And not just the easy ones. So as you're growing, a lot of people want to pose like and do that lifestyle thing, right? Hey, that revenue is vanity thing. I'm a $1 million, multi-million dollar baller, right? Look at me. And you got to do the car posing and all that kind of nutty stuff, right? No, you don't. All right. You never see him doing this. He takes his money and pours it back into his production. And he puts it back into his business, right? His life, he's being followed around, his activities. That's his business. And he puts his money back into that. How about for you? When I coach a lot of people, they like make a big killing. Sometimes they're like, oh, I want to buy this and I want to get this and I want to get this. I say, put it back into your business. It's the number one return on investment. It's better than for you crypto or commodities, gold and silver, or the stock market. You're going to do a better return on your business than anything else. Invest in you, invest in your business, and you will make so much more money. Now, I'm going to show you why a lot of people don't do that. And it's obvious, but I'm going to show you why. So I don't want you getting into that trap. I'm going to show you about 3 more clues here of what he does. So what are you doing with your excess money? Now, it might be you're so in the beginning, you're like, I'm paying my bills, I'm getting caught up. I get that. Okay. But you got to do it faster, right? And how do you do it faster? By staying focused, right? Be on that one platform. Focus. Put your mind and your heart and your energy into it and study it. That's what he did. He became obsessed with his audience, with his craft. How can I get better and better? And most people dabble. They come and they say, yeah, I bought that. And how do I use it? And I don't get it. And I tried that and I tried that and I tried that, right? I want you to do something. If you've ever tried something and failed, I want you to do this right now, wherever you are, even if you're in your car listening, okay, if you're at home, if you're cooking dinner, whatever you're doing right now, pay attention. And I want to show you how come you have not made it every time you've tried. I want you to do this. I'm going to do it with you just so you can see. Okay. I want you to try and stand up if you're sitting down. If you're standing up, I want you to try and sit down. Like I'm sitting down right now. I'm going to try and stand up. I'm going to try. I'm going to try. I'm not going to actually stand up. I'm just going to try. Okay. And when I try to do this, I'm not standing, I'm just trying. And as you can see, nothing is going to happen when you try. You go in and you commit and you go all in. And that's what's making him $100 million a year. Okay. And next time you have your kids say, Mom, I tried that, or an employee say, I tried that, use that. Tell them to try and stand up or try and sit down. And as soon as they said, no, I didn't say sit down, I said try. You're stuck in limbo. And you stay stuck in that position for a long time, you're going to cramp and you're going to give up. And that's why people never make the 6 and 7 figure leaps in their business. They give up because you can't stand in that position halfway in between something forever, right? You can't be suspended in midair. You either pick to go all in or you get all out, right? Okay. So what is the next thing, right? He hunts for big targets. He says, that this is one of the big keys to his success, right? And this is so easy. Go big or go home. Focus on high ticket. Yes, you can do the little things, but Why? It's so much harder. So he goes for big targets. And what Mr. B says is that it's so much easier for him to make a video that gets 50 million views than to make 50 videos that get 10,000 views. Think about that. How many of you are like, oh, well, I'll just start small. I'll get a few little things going and I'm going to test it all. I'm going to start like at $200 or $400 or something. And you could go big, right? Go for the big targets. And I guarantee you, if you follow this strategy, the iconic way that we teach is you start top down, not bottom up. And you will win every single time. That's what our clients do, right? We go big ticket, start at the top and work your way down. This is the path of Elon Musk. What did he do? His first car that he put out there, the Tesla, it was a roadster. And it was a tiny little thing, and it was well over $100,000. I have a friend here locally in San Diego that bought one of those, and he had it. He loved that thing. He drove it around, and he actually drove it right into a mountain and crashed the whole thing. Too bad, because it would have been worth a fortune. And that's how Elon Musk got his start in the automotive field with Tesla, the top of the line, something that's rare. And guess what? It sold out like that. People wanted it everywhere because it's so unique. Are you that way, or are you the everyman's thing? Like kind of trying to compete the price wise with everybody else. Get to the top. Take those big hits, right? Go big game hunting. That's what you need to do. So guess what happened, right? Elon Musk comes out with a $180,000 car or I think a little bit more. And guess what everybody wants? Anything he puts out. So you know what he did? He came up with a flamethrower. What? Okay. And you know what? He sold out hundreds of millions of flamethrowers for like $40. People bought them like crazy. Couldn't get enough of them. Why? Because he already proved himself at the top. He went big game hunting first. After you do that, you can do anything you want. Okay. What if he came out first with a flamethrower? Hey, I got this cool flamethrower. You want to buy a $180,000 car from me? No, you haven't proven yourself, right? You cut your teeth up here and you don't have to keep proving yourself over and over and over and over again. So if you are trying to do what does not work in the market, start with a small product and ladder your way up, please stop. Call me, okay? I will flip your funnel and your business around, and that's when you're going to start making money. Right now, if you're going small, and you're afraid to sell these big things, I'll show you why in a second. You are doing the try. You're trying to stand, you're trying to sit, you're not getting anywhere. You're never going to cross that 6-figure into 7-figure market. And I know because I teach predictable human behavior, right? Everyone has a predictable pattern to what they do based on your consciousness level. And if you don't know where you're starting, your starting point, like how you bring things right now, you're never going to get to where you want to go. Okay. So you got to go big game hunting. I hope I made that really clear. All right. Yeah. The other thing you have to do is stay in the line of sight. He does this a lot, right? You must be a consistent, visible target, not just coming out when you're launching. What do we mean by this, right? How are people seeing you? Are you visible? Are you constantly there, right? If I hold up my gun at you, right? This is what I want. Are you in my crosshairs? Okay. Are you constantly visible to your audience? Do they know where to find you? Or do you're like, I don't want to do all that. That's just so hard. I don't want to actually send an email. I don't want to go live. I don't want to, appear anywhere. I think I'm bothering people. Okay. All this crazy stuff. You have to be in the line of sight. You have to stay in people's minds, at top of the mind, right? Get in their sights so they can see you and they constantly think of you and people constantly talk about you. They are talking about Jimmy all the time. I subscribed, even though I'm not even the audience, right? Because I wanted to know what was going on and what he's doing and how do we follow that. So that's what'll happen for you. People will become your followers, but you have to be able to be found. Not just when you're launching, like you disappear and like, hey, I'm back, I'm launching this. And every quarter you come out, hey, I'm launching this. You never ever email. And then you're like, here's my offer. All you're doing is vomiting over people. Okay. Don't just come out and stalk people when you have something, right? Be there all the time. Be in that line of sight. Does that make sense? Because these are really common sense things, aren't they? Well, he's a 25-year-old kid, little college education, so he's not going to be a rocket scientist, and you don't need to be. You have to just follow what works, and this is what we're talking about. And if we look at the sixth thing, now, if you haven't seen all of these, okay, I want you to type hashtag replay. I have my amazing team. I have Tally and Angie and Sandy here, and they are working their fingers to get you all of the resources you need. Because if you want all of this and you want this list of everything and what I'm going to show you about why you are not doing this and how trying is actually killing your bank account, trying to make money is going to kill your ability to make money. Do not try to make money. All right. If you missed that part, you got to go get the replay and see what I just said. So, number 6, obsess over improvement versus excellence. Okay? I love excellence. I look for people who are committed to excellence, but you have to obsess over improvement versus that. Why? Because some people never get started until everything is perfect. Like, oh, I have this idea. It's not quite there. It's not quite there yet. It's not quite there yet, right? And you're so focused then on it being perfect. Why? There's a reason for that. You're so afraid that of the imposter syndrome or somebody criticizing you, or who knows. There's like 18 different reasons why you won't put something out there, okay? And you can come up with 10 times more, but be obsessed with improving it. Apple is a great company obsessed with improvement. Do they ever put out their product, which people line up for overnight, and pay 10 times more than the something that's even better? Why? Because they're obsessed over improvement, but they don't have to bring it out perfectly. They bring it out, and then there's version, upgrade. Oh, we're doing an upgrade on your phone. Here's version 2, version 3, version 4.6. Look at your computer. How many iterations are there? Windows is now on 11, right? It's always improving. If you're obsessed with improvement, you will get there. You will stay in the game. But if you're holding back and waiting for that one excellent shot, it won't work. All right. And Mr. Beast proves this over and over and over again. He's like, yeah, that was good. Or we keep doing it and keep doing it. And if something looks like it fails, right, he just keeps going. He just basically keeps filming until he gets something that will work. Okay. That's what you need to do. Now, the seventh thing that he does, and go ahead and study him because he's an amazing study. I mean, colleges should study this and put this out there. And it's so simple, right? Focus on the vital few. What is it that you should focus on? You want to invest your time on the KPIs that matter, the key performance indicators, what really moves the needle, right? And here's one of the things going forward in this scary economy. What moves the needle is connection over content creation. Content creation is where people get stuck and they're creating all this stuff. I'm trying to create. And you know what? They create to an empty vacuum. They create to nobody there. Why? People aren't waiting around for you to be excellent. Go ahead and put your stuff out and connect to people. It's the connection that's going to take you far, especially, okay? Yes, winter is coming economically. Things are going to change. AI is changing the landscape, not just like, oh, am I going to lose my job? No, it's that it's going to democratize everything. You're not going to be able to see if somebody really knows their stuff because they can just go put it in any AI and it'll deliver some flowery, wonderful talk. But do they ever really have the credentials? The only way coming up that you're going to know that somebody is real and not Memorex is that they are connected to you, human to human connection, right? This is the key. And this is what Mr. Beast does better than anybody else. How many times do you see people and on YouTube channels, they're just trying to monetize it. And they're like, then they get other people's stuff where they replay it over and over. Then they do what's called a compilation. And they say, now I'm going to give you 6 hours of mindset training. And they take all these interviews and put it together and make it a really long video so they'll stay there. And it doesn't make sense, right? So what you need is the age to age method over and over and over, right? Overlap it, more and more human connection, human to human connection. That is the process. So what happens if you don't do that? Okay. The one big conundrum that people have, the problem that people have is that they're like, oh, I just don't have the time. Well, if you don't have the time, you're not going to make the money, right? If you don't have the money, guess what? Where are you going to get the time? Because you're going to put your time elsewhere. And this goes around and round and round and round. This is why you're not making money. Okay. So You got to focus on the profit. That's the KPI that you're working on, right? Now, what is the reason people don't make money? It's the mind. Right. I've been coaching and consulting for over 20 years, whether it's business owners, whether it's athletes and how to get their mind right, whether it's in relationships, anything that you focus on, right? The mind has two different ways it can go, right? That duality of left and right, up or down, right? You can think slow or you can think fast. And there's a great book by Daniel Kahneman on that and won was it the Nobel Prize on that. Go read that. Thinking fast and slow. And how does that work? Okay. Everyone's brain actually is different. People, you think, God, they're so weird. Well, their brain is physiologically different than yours, right? The fast thinkers have a different physiology to their brain. It's shaped differently, okay, than somebody else. A bodybuilder has a different, same body, right? But they build that body up and up and up. They have a different body than someone that doesn't work out. And the same thing happens to your brain, okay? So, do you have a fast thinking brain or a slow thinking brain? What do you have? Put it down below. Who are my fast thinkers? Put your hand up. Let me know if you're a fast thinker, okay? And you're slow thinkers. You're still thinking, right? You're still thinking about putting your hand up. I know, it's okay. You're gonna take a little time. I'll check at the end, see if your comments are in there. It says slow thinker, okay? Which one is better, slow or fast? Okay, well, let's take a look. So there's a pivotal choice that you're gonna make. Singularity or complexity, okay? When you can focus on one thing and do that thing excellently, or you take in everything, okay? Here's the difference. So, who are my slow thinkers? Okay, the green ones, right? You have an elevated mind, right? There's an order and there's a process to things. You don't just rush out chaotically, right? And that's the elevated mind. On the other side, we have the fast thinkers, and something comes up and you're like, oh, I got to do that. Oh, I got to do that. You're quick to react, right? Well, you don't actually analyze the information, right? You don't metabolize it and digest it and work with it, okay? So you can see more of a chaotic mind, right? In my book SOAR, if you don't have the book SOAR and you do want it, just type hashtag SOAR. And I talk about this in detail. This is what my PhD is in and all this kind of stuff, right? So the slow mind is the one that focuses on addition and subtraction. Okay, this is what I want to add to my life. And so what do I have to take away to get that to be the one thing that I end up with? The ego mind, on the other hand, right? Really focused on everything about the emotion. Okay, this bothers me that I feel this way, right? That's what they wake up in the morning. Oh, how do I feel today? The elevated mind, right? The slow thinkers go, what's my plan today? You see that difference? The ego mind is focused on addiction and distraction. And isn't that what is happening in the world? Uh, Everyone's so addicted to something and it gets them so distracted. And that's why you can't finish the race. You can't last through the jungle like Mr. Beast does. Okay. So, what does that look like? Okay. That addition and distraction looks like all these boxes open and all these shapes, right? And things just keep coming in. You keep adding more and more and more to your addiction. And then you get distracted. Squirrel, 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 right? Well, the elevated mind just focuses on one thing. It says, what's the one thing I want? And let me subtract everything that takes away from that. So you have one singular point of focus. Does this make sense? Yes, if you feel like this, right, and you're just buried in all your addictions and distractions, then you're probably operating off of that ego mind. Where you want to go is to singularity. This is where you are the king of the jungle, right? And you think, what is the one thing I can do to get me the one thing that I want? And your pace of your brain and the way you think is slow. All right. And that way you can notice everything. Have you ever watched an animal hunt? They're slow. You can hardly see them move, and they're taking in all the information and they focus on that one thing. Now, the fast thinkers, they're different. It's like, what's around here, right? Squirrel, squirrel. Oh, look, is that a nut? Oh, what's that? Okay, I'm going to run over, check it out, move back. Oh, no, yes, I want it. No, what? Whoa, what's that? Okay, if I add that on too, I'll probably get everything I need faster. And that's how people think who have a fast thinking brain. I should do this and I should do this and I should do this. Should go to this challenge in this business and add this thing on and do all this. And we're in a stage of more, 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 more. And what does that look like in business? It's like funnel mania, right? Oh, I got to do this and add this to my funnel and do this. And everything is automated because you can't do that in person. You can't focus on it. And here's what we really need to do, folks, right? We need to return to the simple, natural way of connecting to clients. And that is what Mr. Beast does. He is the king of the jungle because he knows his one thing and he connects to people. He's not trying to automate everything, right? Automation is what's going to kill your business and your ability to move forward. And the big thing that people are lacking, right? They don't think that they have the time and they don't think they have the talent. But you do if you are a slow thinker. But if you're a fast thinker and like everything, you won't think you have the time and the talent to succeed, and you will give up and you will squirrel your way over to something else and you will try something else. So you see, it's so easy, right? If you really do want to take your business from 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 year or less, it's entirely doable. You might think it would be possible, but do you know that it's probable? And if you don't know it's probable, then I want you to call me. Okay, 5 minutes. I'll show you how to double your profits. Just type #profits because it is probable. But it's a matter of where are you? Which brain are you? Okay. And so this is the thing that I'm going to have you hold in mind. Okay. And tell me, let's hop on a quick call and tell me which animal runs your mind. Here's your brain, the control of the brain, right? So you have the entrepreneur, and that's that front part of the brain and the thinking part, right? Then you have the parrot. What does the parrot do? It just repeats things and repeats things, right? Polly wants $1 million. Polly wants $1 million. Polly wants $1 million. They just repeat. It's a habit. Are you in a habit loop? And that means you're going to be in the status quo. You might find yourself in the try mode all the time. Try, but it never really takes off because you are in what's called a pattern, a quantum zenith leap, okay? And you're stuck like a parrot. And then you have the safety mode. You're not moving forward because you're stuck and you're operating from the smallest prehistoric part of your brain, the reptilian side of your brain, and you're an alligator and you're focused on safety. Like, hey, if it's not safe, I'm not going to do it. If it's not proven, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put myself out there, right? And so what part of the brain are you, right? Are you fast or slow? Okay. Or are you operating off of the smallest part of your brain and the amygdala right at the base of your neck here? And guess what? That's why you're not moving forward. So you have the ability to be just like Mr. Beast. He did it in 13 years. You have time. Okay. Think about where you were at 25 and think about where you are now. Did you make a big improvement, or were you stuck as a parrot or an alligator and you're trying and trying to get up, but it's not happening? This is all you have to do. It's so easy. Watch somebody who's making hundreds of millions of dollars work with somebody who's doing much better than you. Okay. Call us. We can either show you how to do it or point you in the direction, whichever way you need to go to get there, but don't stay where you are. Don't be in status quo. Don't be a parrot and just stick there. Okay. So I want you to do one more thing. Of course, subscribe. Join us, come into our group, but I want you to promise me, just promise me, okay? Promise me that you will be back here next Tuesday at 5 p.m. I have something that will blow your mind. And yes, we're going to show you not only what to do, but why you're doing the wrong thing, why everything you've tried isn't working, right? And why you need to operate on the correct part of your brain. I'll see you guys next week.